want to take a look on their own? He said, "There's something."
I'll let you go first.
I got it.
Who's the reporter that's reporting on this in the Washington Times?
The byline is a woman named Lois Lane.
No.
Excellent.
Wait,
We're going to have to go
you can't do that.
No relation. I know that's DC.
Alright, so you can't do that.
Zap, wake up and join us.
Yeah, I got a green.
You got a green. Okay, very good.
Have there been any other villains captured in the past, say 3 days?
Nothing in the past 3 days. You do find a note of a mutant who had the ability to regenerate by being in the sun. He was found in a similar way going back about 10 years ago. That's the only thing that you could find.
The bodies were brittle and...
Like desiccated.
Well, that kind of makes sense, that one 10 years ago. Oh.
I call my brother, my kid brother, the computer hacker, who is one of my contacts, asked him to investigate the uses in other powered databases to determine if anybody has ever been registered who had this power, or discovered who ever had this power.
So that would be Adrian Downs, your computer hacker 14-year-old younger brother, who has a very impressive scientific skill.
Is he a stuffy brick too?
No, he's Cuban.
Coming from you, that means a lot.
He takes your call and he says that he'll definitely check it out. In the background, you hear, "Pew, pew, pew. Screw you! You're camping right now. Stop camping!" And he's like, "I'll take care of it, Uncle."
He's 14. I'm sure that the words are much worse.
He's going to look into it.
Now.
He says he's going to need some time, but he will be getting back to you. Meanwhile, that was good. That was really good. The limousine he's going to need some time, but he may come through with something.
We also call Colonel's line, let him know, hey, just letting you know, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but the last 2 villains that we've captured have been killed in what seems like a similar manner.
You've heard about that? You saw the news articles?
It's in the papers.
Listen, this is not made known to the public yet.
It's in the papers.
Not what I'm about to tell you.
Oh, sorry.
Some of the guards were killed. Somebody broke in. We got an ID, but I don't know what the hell it is that we're talking about here. We got him on the security cam. You got internet where you are right now?
Oh, yeah, we got our phones.
All right.
We got our iPads.
Let me send you something.
Did they break anybody out? Did they break anybody out? I got my grow pad.
Negative. They didn't break anybody out. This is what we hear. Broke in.
From Police Academy?
You can scroll up a little bit, maybe. I know. What the hell does it look like? It looks like that thing out of the 1960s, the Communion, whatever that book was.
Do you remember the
Grandma Smith?
video that they made probably 15, 20 years ago?
And if
see the zippers and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't look like it has any zippers. I'm sorry, can I scroll down?
Yeah, of course.
You're kidding me.
This is what we got on footage. This is not just.
They're like 4 feet tall, 5 feet tall?
There's only one of them.
Oh.
Sorry, that's the only video that I could find.
What powers did it manifest, besides desiccating the crap out of these poor beings?
I understand from the reports, they unloaded lead into this thing, and it just kept on healing. The door was open, sun was shining on it. It was just healing. It was like a battery, like that tank of yours, maybe even faster.
Was it able to do some in the interior of the building where there's no sun shining in?
I don't know. I never got that far. It took them and ran.
Oh, I didn't realize that this was all
did anybody survive to see them escape in what vehicle or mode of transportation did they use?
No, we didn't see a thing. It's like he disappeared. They opened up the door and he was gone.
And all the inmates are accounted for? Nobody's broken out?
Correct. That's the first thing we did.
Were they full ID checks, including blood screens, to make sure that they are not imposters?
Oh yeah. And we got a telepath on it too. She's confirming that it's the exact people.
Do you have any alien xenobiologists or maybe ancient archaeologists who might know anything about this?
We got people working on it. Hell, we even asked S.H.I.E.L.D. for some help.
Do we have any experience ever with this race?
No, we've never seen this before. There have been other races, but we've never seen this before. This is kid stuff. This is like the sort of thing you hear about in books and movies.
This is National Enquirer stuff.
Exactly.
Page 5.
Anyways, that's the other information we got. Just want you guys to be aware. So you've pulled up to the research and development base.
I also want to check
Did
with
you get David Hasselhoff?
You don't get the David Hasselhoff. He's not as cool. It is on the outskirts of the desert of New Mexico, and it's like sand turning into grass. And there is one very familiar, quite popular face in your circles waiting for you, looking impatient, because you've been on the phone for about 15 minutes in the limo as he's been waiting outside for you.
Oh, nobody told us we stopped.
Oh yeah, you pulled up. You pulled up and you've been waiting there.
No.
Well, you were involved in your conversation,
We're investigating.
staring at your phones, playing Angry Birds.
Only some of the time.
Only his pajamas. Alright, so we got to apologize. Explain what we were doing.
Oh,
And
who's
what
our
we've learned.
guy, our colonel? Or whatever, the guy that we talked to at TSA.
Sanders.
We'll say Sanders. I can't remember what it was. We'll say Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders?
Chicken.
Gentlemen, welcome to the R&D division of S.H.I.E.L.D. I hope that your flight was a good one, but I heard that it was not, and I am very sorry to hear that.
Hey, landing's a good landing.
I don't think we've met before.
Walk away from it.
I am Nick Fury. I am a director in S.H.I.E.L.D. We appreciate the time that you're taking over these next couple of days. Can we get you anything to drink? Would you like a tour of the facility, or should we just show you your rooms? I understand that you've had an interesting day so far.
A quick tour and an invitation to join S.H.I.E.L.D. which both be greatly appreciated.
He grins.
Nick, the radar, sir. It appears to be jammed.
He says,
Director Fury.
one of those two items I can give to you. And the other one?
Oh, okay.
Hell no!
Great.
So, on the top right-hand corner, you see an entrance.
Director Fury, Colonel Sanders sends his regards and says that he's still looking collecting that $50 you owe him.
He raises an eyebrow in surprise.
Just one?
Says, Colonel Sanders! That's right, you report to Colonel Sanders, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You tell that mother that next time I see him, I'm going to kick his ass, and it's not me that owes him $50, he owes me $50. He better not forget it.
You should steal us from him.
I think the only reason that he sent...
He ignores you, shakes his head.
Sorry to be delivering the wrong information, sir. That was the Colonel's message.
I think that was his
I think
version.
He's trying to get us on your bad side. I hope this doesn't
No,
turn you against us before we even get a chance to get down to work.
that's quite all right. We've always had a bit of a rivalry, he and I. Come with me. Let me show you what we've got over here. Let me show you some of the things that at least you're classified to see.
Oh, but we introduced the FNG.
Oh, the FNG?
Fucking new guy?
Ah, yes. Whisper. Nick Fury looks you up and down. John Jacob Jones, he sort of snorts to himself.
I'm calling Triple J.
Yeah, that's what I said.
J. Jonah Jameson.
And he nods respectfully at all of you. And he takes you on a tour of this campus, which is freaking amazing. The level of technology is the likes of which you have never seen before. I mean, you imagine that the Google campus has nothing on R&D at S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. is leveraging not only Terran technologies, but also the technologies of various alien races that have messed around with the humans ever since 1957. They have things that you can't even imagine here within their campus, and this is the place where they're developing new stuff.
During our tour, I casually mentioned the Greys, which is obviously the alien that was pictured, and asked if he knows if they actually do exist or not. So it's a curiosity of mine.
Make me an intuition roll.
Well, he's making that role. I say, I'm this IT guy back in an old company I used to work for. 41. And he didn't know anything compared to what you guys got going on here.
Just one?
No, just
Second green box.
Oh,
Second green, really?
I figured you were talking about the room that way.
Well, that was a very perceptive question. Nick Fury, he shakes his head and he says, no, never heard anything like that before.
So you don't know anything about what's been going on in New York?
But you made a pretty good roll, and you have the very distinct impression that he knows a lot more than what he's letting on.
Streetwise.
Yeah. So, Director, you haven't been investigating the...
You think he's telling the truth, because he's the only one who made the
Well,
check.
I'm flabbergasted that I would think that
Oh.
he would know about this, because of
Oh,
what
okay.
we were just shared what Colonel Sanders just told us.
He shakes his head. He says, "We've got people working on it now. Sanders has brought us in on it, so S.H.I.E.L.D. is checking it out, too. We treat all these threats very seriously, of course."
Well, this guy just came in and killed 2 people and ran away, and killed 2 supervillains, and after killing all the guards, he just walked away.
It's unacceptable. But I will tell you this.
Is it really unacceptable to kill supervillains?
Anybody who takes out a villain
Still.
may not be such a bad
And the
person.
villains couldn't stand trial. Well, don't forget that the amendments do still, these were American citizens, good guys, bad guys, mutants, non-mutants. They're protected by the Constitution. They have a right to a trial before they're executed.
He snorts. He shakes his head. He's like, "You tell that to Captain America. My job is keeping people safe. If they got to be tortured, we torture them. If they're got to be on a plane, we put them on a plane. If we put snakes in that plane, there are snakes on that mother effing plane." He continues the tour. If you want to scroll down.
Does you want to say anything about sharks by any chance? Or do you not want to talk about that?
No sharks. You can see a little bit more of the facility. It is actually sort of bunker-based, built into the basalt of, like, underneath the sand of the desert.
Max is fascinated with this.
This is actually...
He's got like an IQ of a thumbtack, so...
Max is fascinated by thumbtacks.
Believe it or not, these are servers. Yeah, it's a data center.
But it's not there anymore.
It's been 2 days.
Oh, it's probably healed back.
WikiLeaks was stored here once upon a time, by the way.
And this is kind of what I pictured the original Iron Mountain looking like. And are those D20s up there? Those look like they're like heaters, don't they?
They are. I don't think those are D20s, though. I think they're...
You know,
Yeah, I think they're chairs, actually. They're modern chairs. Those are backs of chairs. You could sit down and look down on it. So they've got a modern data center. They've got a team of highly qualified, genius-level researchers and technologists. He grins. He shows you a couple of interesting anti-gravity items. He shows you these 2 items that when you touch them, they bond. They are super hard. He hands it to Tank. He says, "Try to break that if you can."
So I try to break it apart.
You could roll a strength check. The only way you could break it is if you roll 95 or higher. And he would be very, very impressed. That would be amazing if you did that right now.
Strength check 95 or higher?
Yeah.
No.
It seems to be invulnerable.
But it wasn't a 95, so there's no point in even saying.
He says tap it twice.
Each one.
That was still very high.
I tapped twice.
It separates just like that, like it was nothing.
Wow.
He says you can see what we can do with armor, with stuff like this. This is all cutting edge. We think that this may have the density of adamantium without the cost. One of these days we'll have stuff to go against the big guys. We'll see if we're ever in trouble. The wonders I could tell you. I could spend all night talking about the cool things that you see, but let's just say that you see a boatload of absolutely amazing things.
Turn
You white.
Exactly.
And mind you, this is probably the stuff that's like halfway classified. The
Yeah.
real shit that they're developing,
Yeah.
they won't share with us.
That is exactly true.
Yeah, we are peons.
That being said, oh, should I do this yet? Okay, so he allows you, he says, debriefing is tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. You can relax this evening, rest up, and we'll begin tomorrow.
Where are these trials going to be held?
On campus. We'll probably use the campus grounds.
Grounds, exterior?
Yes.
Can you block out the sun by any chance?
Sun, S.H.I.E.L.D. can do a lot of crap. We can't block out the sun yet, but we can go at night if you prefer.
I think that going at night would be beneficial.
Okay.
Can they bring the carrier down to shade the area well enough?
They only need to be 20 feet away from sunlight.
They wouldn't sacrifice the carrier for such a trivial pursuit.
Come on, it's just growth.
And you have the evening to yourself to relax, to get over.
Is there a PC
Oh.
that I can have access to do some research?
Of course. Absolutely. You've got a PC in every room, top of the line, access to the internet, whatever you need.
I also want to call Professor Smith.
Where's the mess hall, sir?
He points you out to the mess hall. It is the most finely decorated mess hall with every various scrumptious, luxurious food that you can find, even the hard to eat.
Max eats the equivalent of $10,000 worth of food.
Very good. It's
Before
yours.
else, I stop at the PC in my room, take in my little USB device, plug it in, get my half-brother complete access.
Wait a minute, you're hacking Shield?
You're going to try to hack Shield. The research.
I'm going to leave with my kid brother.
You're going to assist in hacking Shield. Well, there goes our invitation.
You're gonna try to.
Eric, you're off the team.
Hey, Tony Stark did it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You plug in the USB into the computer. It's got a USB port.
And I walk away to go to dinner.
And you walk away to go to dinner. Okay.
You saw Magic Smoke.
And what are you, Brian? What are you doing?
I wanted to call the professor. Contact Professor Smith. Whatever is his name.
Stanley Smith, professor of mythology at New York University, philanthropical beneficiary, general knowledge of ancient mythologies. He's a deep knowledge of Sumerian mythology. He's a graduate of the College of Arts and Sciences at NYU, Department of Ancient Near Eastern and Egyptian Studies, 53 years old, loves, knowledge, and respects ancient Sumerian mythology.
No, the other professor contact that I have. Sorry, yeah, I just want to say, hey, Professor, now people are always talking about aliens helped build the pyramids and stuff like that. Is there any truth to that going back to the ancient cultures?
Well, as you well know, this information is quite dated. However, I have a firm belief that their technology was far more advanced than was possible for humanity at that time. And one hypothetical theory is that it came from the stars.
How far back do you think that goes?
Thousands. I mean, before recorded time, there are cave paintings that show people pointing to the stars themselves.
But nothing you know specifically. There's no like hieroglyphs of the aliens with the big glassy black eyes and anything like that.
Like the ones that you see in television in modern pulp movies.
Well, you know what I do for a living.
Brian, my friend, that unfortunately is a figment of someone's imagination. We have no such record, at least in Sumerian history, of such specific incidents. I'm not to say that it could not be a possibility, but it seems unlikely.
Keep your ears open. If you hear about anything, any kind of evidence that you think may sway you more towards thinking that those TV aliens are more assisting ancient cultures, let me know.
I'll get a couple of grad students to re-examine the question. It is an interesting one, but I don't think anything will come of it.
Don't spend a lot of time on it. Just passively listen.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Doc.
Be happy to.
I also asked if there's any official paperwork or briefing or anything tomorrow to read.
They know.
There will be everything will be presented to you that you need to see. So there's nothing that you need to review. There's no homework. Hey, John Jacob Jones, is there any?
We would like to start it at just after dusk if that's okay with you.
Not a problem.
I mean, we could do it during the day, but it'd be like losing the pinky finger if I wasn't at well.
I understand. No problem.
Look at a kid in the candy store in this place.
Oh, by the way, Tank, you have noticed that where there was a scab now, there is a mound of like pink new flesh that is starting to bulge out of where you lost your pinky. It seems like it might already be starting to grow back.
Yeah.
How many hit points are in a pinky versus how many can regenerate?
I don't know. Bob did his statistics based on my original health, which was 49, now it's 75.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, how did you boost your health to 75?
They did it.
I looked at it.
You told me to add
13.
Yeah, we had 13 to your health.
Yeah, 13. So it was.
Oh, to his health, but not to his endurance.
We had a 13 to his strength.
Yes. No, my fighting.
Okay, so I think your endurance remains at 49.
My endurance is 40, yeah, but my health went, you said.
Does the fighting add to health?
Yeah, it adds to your health.
Yeah, so whatever your fighting went up, 13 or whatever.
My fighting went up to 19. So.
Yeah.
Then your health from what?
We had a 13 points to your health.
Yeah.
Whatever was
brought my health to 75.
Gotcha. So your health is not a measure of your regeneration. Your endurance number is a measure of regeneration.
So those numbers stay the same then?
So they stay the same.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we're supposed to add the 19, you're supposed to add the 13.
But you still...
13 to health, 19...
No, 13 to both.
I did. it brought me to 19 for my strength,
Right.
adding 13 to it, and then 13 to my health brought me to 75.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
But you still heal 1,068 hit points
1,168 hit points
a day.
In
So
2 days, I don't know how many points are. I think
it looks like maybe by tomorrow he may have it. We'll have to see. Max has never lost an appendage before, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And this is just some regular, like, gunshot.
That was a 100. That was rolling 100.
But it was like in the game, the luckiest gunfire in the world.
Took his pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Bob's statistics in this one. I read it. I actually thought it was pretty funny. 1,196 health per day, 49.8 points per hour, 24.9 per half hour, 12.45 for 15 minutes, 1 point every 72 seconds. That one's my favorite.
But I had to do that to figure out how many rounds
Right,
you
well,
heal
I know,
hit point. Yeah.
That ultimately, at the end of the day, is basically 1 hit point every 12 rounds of combat.
Okay, so the rest of the evening appears to pass uneventfully. Your nephew, your kid brother, is having trouble hacking Shield. He says that it's not so much that there's a firewall, it's just that it appears that the USB is not connecting to anything. It's like the software never installed. He can't even find it. Like, he can't even ping it.
You think they have the USB auto run turned on?
No, actually,
You kind of have to, like, open the whole program.
honestly, I expected the PC to be a completely different unconnected network to what they
That's
do.
sort of in the second guess, yeah.
So, did you
Yeah.
find anything out on the Grays or the destitute people or whatever?
Yeah, he did find something of interest. There is a record going back about 32 years ago of a mutant who had minor, like, telekinesis powers, the ability to levitate, being found dead, desiccated in a very similar manner in his room. He was like 15 years old. He had only exhibited his power probably about 6 months before. Nobody really knows what exactly happened, but his body was found in a similar manner.
So we have telekinesis levitation. Regeneration of sunlight was the one from 10 years ago. And then we have woolly mammoth who can make things grow
And shrink.
and shrink and control caterpillars.
Don't forget that.
And we have a guy who can replicate himself.
Yep.
Any other common threads? I mean, I don't see any commonality.
Other than they're all mutants?
There's a lot of mutants in that prison. I don't know. I'm trying to find commonalities. I don't see anything right now. Puzzle pieces don't fit.
I'm going to ask him to look into the Grays next, see if he can find any record or...
That sounds fun. I'm on it. Do you want movies? Do you want books?
We want it all.
I want facts.
Oh, that's harder. Okay. All right, I'll see what I can do.
You come through for me. I'll make sure you get that the Xbox 720 when it comes out first day.
Really? All right. Where are you right now, anyways?
I work.
Hey, Unc, where are you calling from right now? What are you up to?
Can't talk about that. Sorry, buddy.
Are you in the city?
No, I'm not in the city. That's all I can tell you.
Oh. Okay, well, are you in California?
Close. Thank you for your help.
All right. You got to tell me what you do someday. I don't want to read about it in the paper. All right. We'll talk to you later. I'll see what I can find out.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. The morning comes. You go down to a...
Damn it.
you get a knock on your door.
You don't have an accent with him.
You have the option of eating together in the cafeteria, or you can have breakfast delivered to you directly to your room. There is a professional chef on the premise.
Max has the entire breakfast menu delivered.
No, we'll go to the dining hall, you know?
Max orders one of
This is
everything.
business.
Okay.
Network.
By the way, Max,
No, man.
I just want to let you know that you're starting to feel very antsy. You're noticing that you're feeling like
Max knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it's like you've had a Red Bull and like 15 cups of coffee. You're feeling very energetic. It's hard for you to sit still right now.
It's kind of my fault.
He hasn't used his power.
I know.
Oh, if he's regenerating, does that count?
No.
No.
So you can just crystallize, though, right? Or just, like, go for a flight.
Yeah, I just need to...
Go mountain.
I'm just going to pull up, so that's basically what it... So I'm going to have breakfast, and then I'm going to go slam myself into a mountain.
I go for breakfast in Hawaii.
So that's right.
For breakfast in Hawaii.
Keep in mind that Max the Tank's weakness is that he has to use his powers. If he does not, he will explode, perhaps. We don't know what will happen, but it will be
There are
bad.
very, very bad things that will happen if I don't go use these powers. You know what? Before breakfast,
Mm.
I need to go find.
Figured them out wrong.
Yeah. I need to find an area where I can expend some energy.
Okay. You know that you're going to have the fight soon, too, or whatever this thing's going to be, this test. So you may have something there.
I just now that's the end of the day.
Okay.
So I need to get rid of it at this point. It's been over 24. It's been almost 30 hours. Well, 48 hours now, right?
Yeah.
Left.
It has.
So.
All right, you go burn 290 miles an hour
Yep.
and rocket out into the upper atmosphere, and then take yourself back in, and you feel a lot better. You feel much more
I need them for
comfortable.
breakfast. At this point, I
You're
already
like covering
I
like dust and like bricks. Bricks are like falling off your shoulder.
I had asked Brian that for him to order my breakfast, which consisted of everything on the menu. Do you look at the menu and say yes? Yes. Didn't? It's way for
Why is that funny?
The meal is among the most delicious breakfasts that you've ever had in your entire lives. It is fantastic.
Brian.
After which, you're escorted.
Your hospitality has been phenomenal, but this is living.
If I had the resources of the largest single budget line item in the government at my disposal, I could do this for everybody.
No, I said you're up.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You meet with
At 209.
you meet with Nick Fury the next morning in a full conference room.
I do not pick up the gun.
Yeah. It has holographic displays.
Isn't that what Laura Croft bought?
He says,
I didn't actually haven't seen the Tomb Raider movies, nor played the video games.
I would like to introduce you to the External Defense Model 29209. It has its own adaptive intelligence. It has dynamic learning weaponry. It is the Enforcement Droid, Series 209, self-sufficient law enforcement robot, currently designed for supervillain pacification. It will stop the bad guys when you are not there. However...
Is that really YouTube video?
Just one of the, I really want to go look at that, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going to watch it. You're going to have to... Well, if I pop it in... I don't know, I can share YouTube here. Let's see. A screen share, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Full screen.
Did you make this or find it?
I found it. But I searched for it. That was the material that you knocked twice with.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. And I would show you the 3 minutes from the RoboCop, but I think you guys have seen that before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just one of these things? It's 5 of us use one of these things?
He
like an army of them?
he grins, and he says, "Is it just one of you heroes against a supervillain? I don't think so." He says, "You will be pitted against these creations with the hopes that we will see what a villain can do against one of these things. If the Avengers are off-world, if Spider-Man can't be found, if you people are off on vacation, someone needs to protect the people of the world. This thing will do that."
We can't afford it. We cannot afford to take vacation.
Let's see, how do I...
Yeah, the TSA does not pay us anything. We don't get to take a vacation because I can't afford one.
So you should be able to see Roll20 now? Does it work?
No, I just see you.
Yeah, we just see you.
Now just click roll phone.
Maybe you guys have to click on it.
Nothing fun.
Yeah, I think. Roll the 20 on it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's a little loud. Okay. We've reset the settings so that they are no longer lethal. You cannot be...
These are set to stun?
We forgot about that. Yeah.
You cannot be killed by these things.
These are set to low.
We have created an artificial intelligence. They are learning creatures. They will find weaknesses and they will pry upon them. And our proposal then is this evening at dusk. We will begin testing out the materials. Any questions?
What power is them?
Well, a villain would like to know the same thing. The only way you're going to find out is by testing against it. If we give you too much information, then that gives you a bit of an edge now, doesn't it?
Well,
Don't you think that the villains will assimilate this information over time?
Over time, but the first time they face them, no.
So are these things supposed to be effective once, and then that's it? And then the villains are going to just trample all over them?
He chuckles. He says, you'll see.
I'm just saying, if you want to test these things on a first encounter, that's great. But you want these, I'm assuming you're spending enough money that you want these things to work more than once. We should know what the villains will figure out in the next 2 to 3 years.
You're going to figure it out tonight.
I don't think it's going to take that long. We can disassemble the steaming hunks of rubble when we're done.
I see some confidence in this team here. Interesting. Let's see if you can hold up. Now, any other questions on this? There is another matter I wanted to discuss with you.
Are the skins made of that same metal you gave me?
Maybe. Any other questions?
Oh, yeah, what's the other matter you have to discuss with us?
This is something that the android might want to be awake for.
Hey, Jeff, you'd be out of soak damage.
You can wait even
You
for an hour.
just got to hit for 103. You need to soak it.
This is like a lot.
Yeah, it was a big hit.
You're going to want to...
How many hit points do you have?
36?
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, 99.
Well, this would be more than it would have.
You're going to want to scroll up on the display.
Yeah, we're kidding.
Nick Fury changes the display. You see a representation
There's no, like, broken microchips go along with this?
of an arm. Keep going up.
Oh.
Just the trickle.
Yeah, well, the arm.
We have another matter we want to discuss with you. This one is of top clearance. You must promise that everything we discuss today will not be disclosed with anybody else.
All right.
Promise.
We get rid of.
We pretty much have no choice. I mean, we are.
No,
that's on it.
No, we get rid of Chris. He isn't in. We don't have any sort of. No.
Yeah, we can get rid of him. That's fine.
I'll wait for Chris to put you I'm going to tell everyone.
You have our word that we'll keep our mouths shut.
That's good enough for me. Gentlemen, in 1968, S.H.I.E.L.D. discovered out in the desert of Nevada, of New Mexico, an arm the likes of which we have never seen before, displaying technology that only recently has become available. It was discovered while we were excavating. Carbon dating suggests that it is approximately 72 years old. It was far beyond any technology that we had at the time, and we have used it for many innovations since then. We have had it for about 40 years. And from what we can tell, we think it's a similar structure to yours.
I thought carbon dating only worked on organic matter.
There was organic matter on this originally. This is only the structure of
I
it.
have a feeling we have some time to travel ahead of us.
What's
And
that,
that's
environmental?
That is the remains.
Do you know anything about this?
Not off the top, not off the first look.
We can get you that arm. You want to take a look at it?
I think I would like that.
He presses a button, and a few moments pass. The door opens up. A couple of technicians come in. They have a metal case.
So we have to do a recent check on it?
Oh, yeah. The case is...
Is it a small arm, like a child-sized arm?
It is.
38.
You get a plus. You can shift the column 6.
Okay, green.
You shift 6 columns, and is it still green at that point?
6 columns.
That's to the right, column to the left.
7, that would be yellow.
Yeah.
6, I am still green.
You don't need to get a yellow to recognize a part of your own body.
It's a match to my body, or it's a...
It is your arm. You think.
Can we connect to the positronic, trace positronic net in here to determine the, to verify that?
Data, what's it? What's the...
I don't remember the name of
one?
it, but yeah.
You're almost positive
Mark
it's...
Twain. Yeah, what's that?
Oh, horrible Mark Twain.
This is a lousy episode.
I hate hearing that.
Time 0.
Who episode?
Time 0.
Arrow. Let's go times 0. Times arrow.
I give you some water so you can still ruffle before
You're almost positive. You're almost positive that that is yours. You may know.
I recognize this arm.
Does that have your initials in it? Doesn't have your initials carved into it.
Not yet.
See him with a knife over their car, a laser.
Now, how the hell did this arm get in the middle of a desert in 1968?
How far from here?
We have other bunkers. This one was found near the remains of a former bunker facility that we had many years ago, going back into well before 1968.
About 72 years before.
How far from here?
Probably no more than about an hour west.
Okay, so he can travel a distance in about 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So, where will our battle be taking place?
Here, on the campus.
An hour away from the campus, perhaps?
No, I mean, we're going right outside. I mean, you're no more than 300 feet from where we'll be testing the machinery.
You couldn't be massively blown up and that part just be tossed that far away.
Yeah, but how did it go back in time?
Obviously, the artificial intelligence that they've created is far superior to what they expect it to be.
You think that these things are going to make time rifts?
I don't know. Perhaps it is related to the other matter we were discussing earlier.
Listen,
Looks like I was designed in the mid to late 70s.
it is not possible. It is not possible for the Cavalier system to cause any sort of temporal shift in anything. This is a complicated robot. That is all it is. I'm telling you now.
Oh, by the way, Jeff, since you were sleeping, we're going to be fighting against Ed 209 from RoboCop. Several of them.
Here you go, Jeff.
So I vote myself. So that it's all.
There, if you want to scroll for Jeff, Jeff can see the.
The kind of mouse right next to him. You see the circle?
Yeah, you were a little asleep for that, Jeff.
I was calling him comatose.
Yeah, I had to hit him pretty hard. To get
Could
him
be the
off.
gallon of cider he drank. I don't know.
Leaving the last class, I was trying to drink water.
So you have. That's all you've got. You're telling me that you think you know whose arm this is. Whose arm is it?
Here's some water, please. It looks like my arm.
And you have no idea how this got there. You got any other models?
Hey,
Have you been? Are you a prototype?
I am the
You
prototype.
were the only type.
Andy,
Yes, my original designers,
Dr. Sue?
they made a smaller version of me, myself, and then like an adult version. Both the adult version and the smaller version of myself were destroyed. I was the only one who lived through.
Are you sure that they were destroyed?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it would be easy enough to hold that up against his arms and determine the length. If it was a smaller or a larger
Yeah,
replica, the arm would be a different size.
it's fair.
And
It's
can you
fair.
do me a favor and count to 10?
My program was deleted. So they say it was deleted after the older version and the younger version were destroyed. I'm the only version that. So this has to be my arm.
We.
The other version survived.
You were created out of CDC funding, right?
CDC, government.
We use technology from this arm to fund the program that built you.
No, I'm an idiot. Thanks, Mike.
Do you have any time travel experiments going on?
Of course not. You think if we had something like that, you know what we would do with it?
Not tell us?
We'd stop those bastards who took down the towers, for starters. We'd stop Pearl Harbor. Hell, that sort of power, we could protect a lot of people.
So you're saying you may be doing those experiments and just not willing to converse with us about it?
Have you read the paper, Dr. Einstein's papers on temporal changes?
Look, I'm a soldier.
Sir,
I'm not a scientist.
I'm certain too. Have you ever seen that TV show Doctor Who?
So I remember that thing.
Heads
You got one of those machines? Is that what you're telling me?
This is no fiction, son. This is reality.
This is freaky.
Agreed.
No, you don't know that, right?
All right.
We're only guessing you were in the military. We don't know for sure.
I'm just telling you I was in the military. I'm not telling you what I did when I came from the military.
We ask no
How
questions.
high, how low.
Yeah, we don't. That's why you like us. We don't ask questions.
Exactly.
We just let you shoot yourself in the shit.
Well, Nick Fury seems
David,
disappointed.
Go.
It looks like he was hoping for more, and now the mystery has just gotten wider.
Could we perhaps, you said there was organic matter on it. Is it still in existence?
No, there were just traces when we found it. And we only know that from the notes that the scientists took when they unearthed it back in the late 60s.
So there was no DNA that you could match against the flesh that he grows over his existence.
Carbon-based DNA only lasts about 50,000 years.
Only.
After that, it's you can't detect it.
Damn that science!
You have carbon-based sheathing? Apparently.
As far as I know.
I do know. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
And one of the technicians peeks up and he says, Sir, we may still have a sample. You got a sample still? Yes, sir. It was part of the second division. We're using it for additional experiments.
Are you carbon dating it?
Yes, it's 72 years old.
Okay, so
We have some surviving strands of DNA.
why don't we take a sample from him and compare the two?
You all right with that?
Yes.
All right, son.
Do you have it on file already? What
Don't
kind of
hurt me.
organization are you?
They cotton swab you. Excellent. And they disappear,
All right.
and it's going to take a few hours. Actually,
3 minutes for them, it takes 30.
it doesn't. It takes 3 minutes for them, but then they don't want to share that to you for a couple hours. And
Yeah.
when they come back, they confirm that it is a perfect match,
Dun, dun, dun.
genetically identical.
If I had DNA,
If you
mine
had,
would match this one.
or whatever structures pass for whatever proteins you have within the.
Your positronic signature? I've been watching a lot of TNG lately.
Okay, so gentlemen, here's where we stand. We're getting towards the end of the evening. We still have not gotten to the point where I wanted to be on night 1 of our session, if you could believe that.
You know, if this lasts for a little longer,
If
I'm
you want to
okay
run
with
this for
that. I don't
2
know.
or 3 or 4 more sessions, you will make no objection from me.
Are you guys sure?
Great. Oh, yeah.
2
Okay.
years later.
We are thoroughly enjoying this, bud.
Okay. All right. Because there's some fun stuff. I don't want to necessarily rush it.
Yeah, no, but honestly, I'm actually.
And that's on my Zap too.
So-
I've been wanting to do superheroes for like 4 years now.
Well,
And I've
yeah.
been wanting to get back to this exact system for like 15 years.
I did
Okay.
not want to do any sort of superheroes at all until 2 weeks ago. I really liked it. And,
You got stuck with it.
kind of,
So now you get a chance to watch Iron Man 3 and then incorporate any cool ideas from that into the next session, perhaps.
When's the
Say
next
you or
session?
them.
Oh.
Well, 27th, so it's 21st. Y'all good with 21st? You here?
I'm good with 21st.
Job late next week, and then I'm back.
22, I'm taking off.
To where?
Yeah. Just those. I'm taking Tyler to like a zoo or something.
Yeah.
Might be extra
So you're going to go from teaching to a field trip. You're going to take a day off and do a field trip from your teaching job. Take
Just
a
find
class.
out my principal is going to take the cushy job over at the agri-science building, like part of ours, like over 200 kids. And then we get a new principal coming in.
I love it.
When you know your enemy, it's different than
The devil you know is better than the devil you know.
100%.
All right,
So we've been talking about, like, we just put out
Stop
this morning.
Yeah, we'll stop recording. Good call. All right, I think that wraps it. Any final comments before we turn off the recording?
Well done.
Fantastic.
All right, good stuff, guys. Good job.